This Regis program, and you tune into True School Sports.
What do you think about Edgar Berlanga? He's been setting the world on fire on all his undercards. 15.
Can I swear? Fucking unbelievable.
Yes, he is fucking unbelievable. I agree.
Unbelievable. Now, yeah, I know the last two opponents very well, and everybody thought that the one kid, Eric Moon, would give him 4 rounds, and it'll be a good fight till he gets stopped. Walked across the ring, over. Bellows had never been stopped in an official fight. There was one, it was a no contest. He was stopped, but throwing that out, he officially was never stopped. And he just walked across the ring and terrorized him. His eyes looked like saucers. I mean, they were like this thing. It was like this. It was like a monster. Here, I'll tell you a story about that fight. Ready? Okay.
Go ahead.
So I have a friend of mine that's a big boxing fan, but he doesn't know what he's watching. Okay. He likes
a lot
boxing.
of those.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't know anything. He doesn't even profess to know anything. Okay.
Okay. At least he's honest.
But, yeah, he likes football, hockey, but he likes to watch boxing, but he doesn't know what he's watching. He just knows somebody's winning and losing, but he doesn't know anything about the fighters. So he calls me up. He sees the weigh-in on the TV. He calls me up and he goes, Rick, he says, they got weight classes in boxing, right? He goes, yeah. Did you see the size difference between those two guys? This is a newbie. This is a guy sitting at home, jerking off, watching this. And he said, oh my God. Well, I was looking at the same thing. And I said to myself, one guy looks like a 54-pounder, and one guy looks like a 75-pounder. The night of the fight, Bellows looked like a 54-pounder still. The other guy looked like a cruiserweight. He must have weighed 195 pounds the night of the fight.
Yeah, he was a behemoth. He was a gargoyle. He was huge.
Huge. I mean, huge. And not only did he hit him with, I'll tell you something what nobody realizes. And Top Ranks matchmaker, astute matchmaker, or the tops in the business, Brad Goodman, we were talking about it after the fight. If you look at it again, Berlanga hit him with that first jab. He knocked him 3 feet backwards, maybe 4 feet backwards with the jab. If he wouldn't have knocked him backwards with the jab, that right hand would have come in, he would have been out with the second punch. But he pushed him out. He hit him so hard with the jab, he knocked him out of punching range. Do you understand what I'm saying? If he would have short-sold him with the jab or just flipped it, okay, and screened the right hand coming, he would have been knocked out right there, the way it turned out. Okay, I mean, it was this guy, listen, I said this after the fight. We know he's huge for the weight class. We know he's strong for the weight class. We know he can punch. We don't even know if the guy can fight or can take it. We never seen anything in 15 fights. Nobody's hit him on the chin. Nobody's backed him up. Nobody's done anything with the guy. So we don't even know if the guy can fight.
You can watch.
We don't know if the guy's got a chin. We don't know if the guy's got a heart. We don't know if the guy's got any resolve or any plan B. Plan A, walk across the ring and knock you down into obliviation. Come on.
It's funny because he's got 15 fights, and you can watch his whole career in about an hour, about 45 minutes. You can watch his whole career.
Why that long? The average fight goes a minute and a half. You take a minute and a half. So think about it.
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Listen. The way the introduction, the pre-fight introduction, take longer than his fights. Think about that.
It's insanity. You've been around boxing around a long time, and you've seen a lot of prospects come and go. Have you seen anything like this before? I know there was Tyson and stuff, but
listen, Tyson came along before I was in the business. I was a fan then. Okay, but even Tyson was, you remember heavyweights are more prone to take a guy out in the first round than super middleweights. Mm-hmm. Just like, okay, in other words, the bigger they are, the harder they can punch. Okay, so yeah, so you're more prone to see knockouts than heavyweight fights. But as a super middleweight, walking across the ring and just terrorizing people, I mean, Bellows' eyes were this big. Did you see, like this? I mean, this is a guy that had 26 pro fights before that night. What was he, 20, 25, 20 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw? I mean, come on. This guy was a real player. This guy was in the Mayweather stable till just recently. His last fight was for Mayweather, even. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy was
he's
terrorized.
making these veteran fighters look like nobodies. Like when he fought Eric Moon, I thought Eric Moon was gonna be the first guy to get him past the first round, because I remember I was in Atlanta last year and I saw Eric Moon fight Mike Guy, who's also another durable guy at the weight class. So I'm like, okay, he ain't gonna win, but he's gonna be durable enough to get out the first round. And then he just went and he just beat the brakes off Eric Moon. That was a fight that really impressed me with him.
I mean, let me say this to you about Berlanga, the best way I can put it. Okay, I don't know they're gonna get. They have a problem right now because he's not ready for 10 rounders, because he's never gone more than 1 round. So they don't even know if he can go 8 rounds, let alone 10. They don't even know if he can go 6 rounds. They don't know anything yet. I mean, what do we know? He's big, strong, and can punch a hole in a wall and knock 15 people straight out the first round, dead in the doornail. I mean, that's like, it reminds me of the story. They need 3 ambulance before the fight starts. Okay, 1 to carry his victim out. Okay, 1 to have the rest of the night, and 1 to carry the next victim out if somebody else gets knocked out that night in another fight. I mean, the state requires 2 ambulances. I think you may need 3. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, he's knocking people literally dead. His manager, Keith Conley. Yeah. Keith Conley's a dear friend of mine. We have a couple fighters and we're involved together. And, Keith loves the kid. He thinks the kid's a great kid. He's got a great personality. I mean, he says to me, Rick, there's 0 negativity associated with this young man. Can't beat that, can you?
No, you can't. And like with him, he's on. In my opinion, the Puerto Rican boxing has been looking for that guy to finally fill the shoes of Miguel Cotto, and he's going the way he's going. He's gonna more than fill them shoes.
Yeah, he's probably have size 13s on him. I don't know, because that son of a bitch is one big guy, especially the night of the fight. Scary big for the weight class. I mean, the size over Bellows, his back, his height, his legs. I mean, just look like 4 or 5 different weight classes. Like I said, 1 guy looked like 54, 1 guy looked like a cruiserweight.
Yeah, well, I mean, when he finally gets the experience he needs and he steps up, I'd love to see him fight David Benavidez.
That'll be a great fight. The problem is, for a while, you're looking at 3 years down the road, because David Benavidez got so much more experience, and this guy here, we don't even know. Like I said, we don't even know if he can get into round 6, as far as he can be winded and inexperienced, and who knows? We just don't know. We know so little about this guy. It's really weird to say after 15 pro fights, isn't it?
We know so much and so little at the same time.
Yeah, we know he can punch. He's huge for the weight class. He's super strong. Okay, we don't know if he's got resolve. We don't know if he's got any heart. We don't know if he can box. We don't know if he's got any endurance. We don't know too much.
Yeah, man, it's insane.
Hi, this is Chick Shane Mosley, and you're watching True School Sports. All right.